Welcome to the Candlewood Suites Hotel on Paradise Road, Las Vegas, room number 354. Okay, just taking a quick look down the corridor outside the room, and as you can see, it's a fair size hotel. We're probably just a little bit over 50% of down the way of the corridor, but it's probably, I bet there's a good 300 meters from one end to the other. Anyway, let's take a walk down now, and we'll go to the lift and see what it's like. They seem to, in America, do this sort of grey, browny sort of wall. Browny, not grey. And the carpet does look as if it's seen, well, I wouldn't say seen better days, but I'm not sure if that is actually the design, and it could be, particularly if they do the walls, paint them in brown. Right, okay, here's a lift. Now this is a fair size lift. It's only got a small door, but it's definitely a fair size lift. So I just get that down to 0. So yeah, it says it's 15 people. And it could be, well, not 15, but it certainly could be a fair few, because it is a good size. And here we are, floor number 1. Which is the ground floor. Okay, and that way, got to get my bearings here. That way's the pool. Got a swimming pool here in this hotel, and a gym, and then we come down to reception. In here is a laundry. There we go, the laundry, which is really good. And in reception, it's quite nice. Small, but it's got a TV and a little seating area for a couple of people, which is nice. And then obviously the desk. And then outside is of course Las Vegas, since that's where we are. It's about, well, I'm going to say it is 1.2 miles from the start of the strip, or from the middle of the strip. You know, you sort of walk south, we're south of it, so you walk north up to the strip, and you're sort of in the middle, not quite near the Bellagio, just sort of a little bit east of the Bellagio. But it's still very nice, and the hotel itself, painted in different colours, but again looks nice. And inside the room we have what they've really called a suite rather than a room. This will be a slightly different room review, simply because there's people in it, and they'll obviously won't keep quiet as they never do. So, as we walk in, also I'll point out that the room isn't going to be as you would find it as you walk in. It's going to be as it is about 10 minutes after you've walked in, because this is what this room looked like 10 minutes after we'd all walked in. Okay, so we make a start, and first of all, on the left, there is a large cupboard, obviously an ironing board, and that's it, it's a fair sized cupboard, to be fair. And the next door is the bathroom. Now the bathroom is really nice, perfectly fine. There was piles and piles of towels in there when we came. There isn't now. Also, we've been to the pool, so that's my swimming trunks hanging up. But there we have a bath, and one thing I'll say about the bath is it is tiny. Look, that's me stood next to it, and as you can see, it doesn't quite come to my knee, so it is really, really small. It has a shower as well over the top, which is perfectly adequate. I think that's the best way to sort of describe that. It's perfectly adequate. But the bathroom is a good size, so you're not really any complaints about that. It's not a bad bathroom at all. So coming out, back into the main room, and the next room on the left is a bedroom. And in here, we've got a cupboard. Now, there isn't normally a chair in the cupboard, and there's also a lot more clothes hangers, but the people I'm with have been using it, believe it or not, as a makeshift studio to record audiobooks for their business. So that's what they've been doing. There's also a dressing table here, so you can use that obviously for getting dressed. Plenty of plugs as well around, I've noticed. There's some at the dressing table, side of the beds. And a good size. I mean, it's a double bed, probably called, I think it's a queen bed they advertise it as. And you get a nice TV in here with, I'm not sure, because it's obviously we're in America, I'm not sure of how many channels you normally get. But there's about sort of 25-30 channels. Outside the bedroom, there's a view. And over there, I'll just set that right, over there, there's sort of some hills, small mountains, whatever you'd call them. That's to the east of Las Vegas. And over here, you've got aiming towards the Strip, so it's north of where we are now. And you can sort of start to see the casinos over there. And then obviously that's part of the hotel as well. As we go out of the bedroom, back into the main room, and we've got another queen bed here. We've also got a good size dressing table, you'd call it, with another good size television. And again, the view outside is of the same as the other room. There we go. So it's just sort of looking out exactly the same. There's also a very large air conditioning unit, which we have had on. It's really, really noisy. So I switched it off last night. First night we slept without it, but obviously the room was really hot because the temperature outside is sort of in the late 80s. So it is quite warm outside, and you really do need it on. The problem is it is so noisy. There's also a kitchen area in here, and this is what I like about this room. They've got a real nice kitchen, dishwasher, and this is something that I wish every hotel people who are in charge, people who decide what goes in hotels, I wish they would take note of. And that is a fridge. Now this, because it's obviously got a kitchenette, you've got a huge fridge and a freezer. Not necessarily need a fridge and a freezer like this, but it would be nice to have somewhere to put items that you can keep cold, like milk and things like that. It's very, very frustrating when you go into a hotel room, particularly in England. America, they tend to have fridges, but in England, very few do, and it is really frustrating. So, what we've got here is a cupboard. I suppose you could put your food and things in there if you're staying here for a while. And obviously you've got the sink and the kitchen items. But there's a great big table here, which is really nice because you could sit here, have a meal together, or as we do, we can put tons and tons of stuff on it. But at least it is a really nice sized kitchen. Now, I'm not going to say this room is massive. It's a good sized room, but I think they've actually done a fantastic use of space in the room by having, you know, the way it is. It's just a great use of space. It seems to be such an open room, so really like it. Okay, facilities. The hotel has got a pool, which is really nice, an outdoor pool, but obviously when your temperatures are in the 80s, etc., then it's going to be totally usable. And we've been out in it, and it is actually fantastic. The Wi-Fi, I haven't done a speed checker, but I did upload a video yesterday and another one this morning to my vlog channel, and it went up in about 20-25 minutes. And when you consider it's sort of a 10-15 minute video, that is pretty nice. what else can I say? It's a good, well-functioning room. You're not going to spend a lot of time in here normally because you're in Las Vegas, so you're going to spend a lot of the time out and about. But if you are in here, you're not going to feel claustrophobic. The room is set for 4 people, and I think 4 people can be around here quite easily. There's 3 of us in at the moment. Okay, so that's it rating wise. So looking at rating out of 10, trying to find negatives. Decor, I mean, the hotel was perfectly clean, beautifully clean when we came in. Decor, it seems to be this brownie, creamy brownie sort of look, which I never feel looks very refreshed. But it's not been done long, you can tell. There's no sort of marks or scratches, so it is pretty nice. I just don't like the decor, but that's only my taste. You know, some people might look at this and go, oh, that's fantastic, you know. I'm trying to find some negatives, really. Perhaps, I mean, you're 1.2 miles from the Strip, which is what everybody wants to be at. The hotel doesn't do a shuttle bus, which is one of the few hotels that doesn't. And a taxi costs you normally about $10 to $15 to get back from the Strip to the hotel, even though it's 1.2 miles away, as I said earlier. But you can't, I suppose you could maybe fault it at that. I would probably certainly give this room, but I mean, I like kitchen rooms, so I would give this room a good sort of 8.5 to 9 out of 10. It's perfectly functional, it's very clean, it's nice. You're in a goodish location. I mean, it could be a lot further away from the Strip. Obviously not, and the Strip's hotels are much more expensive, obviously. Whereas this one, I think, trying to think, worked out about $100 a night. So it wasn't too bad at the time of booking. It is a Holiday Inn chain, so obviously you know what you're getting. But I think that's about it, so thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe if you want to see some more videos of hotel rooms. There'll be lots more coming up, and at the moment there'll be sort of a few different reviews of accommodation, we'll say, over the next few days. That's the plan. So please check back and see where we go and what we see. Thanks very much for watching.